I've been telling doctors and like basically everybody for like 4.5 years that I haven't been able to read a book. And it's true, like I see books and I'm like, oh wow, they look so interesting. And I just can't read them because I just don't have the attention span. Um, which can be good sometimes because, well, it's not good actually because, I mean, even like I know I've been fighting, I mean, it's that time of the month, so, ending, but I've been fighting with anger and anxiety and getting triggers and stuff like that. And, like, I can't hold on to, like, anything for too long because, I mean, luckily, I don't have an attention span for that. So I feel like, this morning I woke up and I'm like, oh, I'm so tense. It's going to be one of those days where I'm going to be so mad. And then I kind of did some shoulder, moving my shoulder back because it's always the upper body. And then I kind of like managed to cry a few tears. And and then it kind of went away and I got really, really tired. So I'm like, oh, I'm so tired now. I don't know why, but I get really tired after I wake up in the morning. I get up and after an hour I'm tired. But I think I'm doing a little better. And then I watched TV today and they were talking about it's true crime and mystery detectives, and they were talking about the autopsy room, and I'm like, oh God, that's so crazy. I used to watch that stuff, like not, specifically autopsy, like medical autopsy people, but just kind of like true crime and all the time. But now when I think of the autopsy room, I think of like my brother and how he had to have an autopsy, and almost makes me want to cry, but it's, I mean, it's kind of like I hold back the tears. And nobody knows why he died. I know I throw off different reasons and everyone's saying suicide, and then my worker explained to me that because he had been recently diagnosed with ADHD, if he was on like this is my worker saying, I haven't looked this up or anything. If anybody has this and wants to say that's wrong, that's fine. She said if he's on MAOIs and he like drinks wine and stuff, he could die from that or whatever. And I know he drinks beer. I'm not sure about wine. I thought he did in the past, but just stuff like that. I actually in my past was at a party with someone who didn't mean to drink at all, but they were swallowing their medication. It turned out to be alcohol, and she got really, really sick, and that was after like, I don't know, like hardly anything. And I remember we didn't know what to do with her, like at first, but then she came around, and I know that it could be anything, the reason why my brother died. It could be suicide, obviously, it could be anything, but it's just still hard. I try to stay away from my family. My mom's taking it really hard, so I feed off people. But it's just, I mean, it's okay. It's just, I think that I'm holding on to a lot of emotions and stuff like that because I have a really big problem letting stuff out, which is probably why I'm so sick. But, I told someone yesterday, like my yoga instructor said, what you remember, there's things you remember, and then, but what you forget, your body still remembers. So that's something I've always remembered. It's really difficult with all my surgeries, 4 of them when I was a baby in the first year of life. I always think, what if? Because, I don't know, anesthetic, panic attacks. I don't know. Who knows? Life is a mystery, isn't it?